Welcome, 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 welcome to Shady Talk Wednesday. How is everyone out there doing on this lovely Wednesday today? It took me a few minutes because I wanted to make sure I have my moms here with me. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in with me on this topic today on this Shady Talk Wednesday. All right, can you hear me, ladies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got Nikita, I got Ash, I got Quashette, Quashetta here. Supposed to be one more, but that's cool. So anyway, today, ladies, thank you, ladies, once again for joining me. As you know, the topic is about us being moms. Every May, I try to do like a topic around the subject of mothers. Just being a mom, different experience that we go through as being a mom. So I chose you, ladies, to come and tune in on this topic with me. How you ladies doing today? So today's topic is
I don't see myself.
can you see
I don't see anybody
okay,
but
so
Wanda.
can you ladies turn your cameras on? Okay,
Oh,
okay. There's one camera.
okay. How do I do
Okay.
it?
You got to turn your camera on.
Oh, okay. Start video.
Okay, we can see you now. We can hear you, but I couldn't see you. Hi, Nikita. Hi, Shetta. Ash, I don't know if you're tuned in, but your camera is not on as well. Let me see.
Hi.
Okay. All right. Look at you, beautiful ladies. Thank you, ladies, once again for joining me. Of course, today's topic is I wanted to talk about at what age should you let your child's hand go. I don't know if you ladies remember, I'm quite sure you do, but growing up, or we hear a lot of parents, or some of us, or we may have said the words, oh, they're grown, let them go ahead and do what they got to do, let them learn on their own, let them figure it out. But I just feel like now, with this society and what's going on in this generation, I don't know if it's pretty safe to feel okay so easily now to just let our children hand go. I mean, I don't have anything against any, mom or parents who do feel like, it's time to let the child hand go, because everybody have different circumstances why they feel that they should, kind of just let go. And then we do have some parents that still feel like, because to me, to be honest with you, I know we use the line once they're 18, they're grown, but to me, I feel like we need to make sure mentally also at certain ages that they can connect and feel that they're grown, because I have a 20-year old, I have a 26-year old who will be 27, and I do feel like, so far, thank God, they are, good kids, but I do see where I still, communicate and, do certain things with them and see them through certain things at their ages. So I just wanted to get some of, you ladies' opinions on how you feel about that. Oh, they're 18, or they're grown. It's time to let them go. How do you feel about that? Is it an age limit for you ladies, or, talk to me about it. What do you ladies think? First, introduce yourself and tell us who you are and where you from. Whoever
Where do you
want to
want
go,
us to start?
whoever want to go first, you can go first.
All right. Well, since I done spoke up a little bit, hi everyone. How you doing? My
Hello.
name is
Hi.
Nikita. I am also known as Tilted Halo, for my own radio show, and I love that you're bringing this topic, excuse me, to light tonight. But let me yield the floor so one of the other ladies can introduce themselves. I'm gonna actually choose the next person if you don't mind, Tawana.
Sure.
The beautiful young lady with the glasses.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. My name is Ashley Davis. I'm from Virginia.
Okay. Hi, Ash. Hi, Demetri.
Hey.
Thank you for joining. Demetria Smith, you're gonna have to turn your camera on. Okay, we're gonna have our next beautiful young lady introduce herself and tell us where she's from.
One moment. Getting it together.
That will be you, Shetta.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
My name is Quashetta. Quashetta, all these kids read on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm from Madison.
Okay.
Luana.
Hi. Miss Smith, are you able to turn your camera on? I believe there's a button that show that you have to push to video. We
At
had
the
this little
bottom.
confusion with another mom, so you might have to push video, not just audio, but video, so we can see you. There it is. There it is. Hey, Mimi. Now you got to put your. It sounds like you're on mute. Can you hear us?
Getting it together. Hey,
Okay. Okay.
everybody.
Okay. Listen. It's only Wednesday. We all are moms. So unfortunately, sometimes it take us a little minute to get it all together. So I get it.
Together.
I get it. I get it. I
Yes.
get it. Hi. Just tell us your name and where you're from.
Okay, I'm Demetria Smith, originally from Patterson, New Jersey. I now reside in Cary, North Carolina.
All right. We got Virginia. We got North Carolina. We got PA, and we got Patterson, New Jersey. How cute. So as I was stating, Mimi, this topic is basically to converse with you moms. I just want to know, do you ladies still kind of use the line, that your kids are grown? Because we're trying to figure out, is there an age limit to let your child hand go? Is it okay? Do you still hold on to them as an adult? Do you feel like when they turn to age 18, they turn to age 21, do you feel like it's okay to let them go ahead, figure out the world and, just explore? And, like I said, I know some moms have different circumstances that sometimes they like, you know what, I got to let them go. I got to let them do what they got to do, things to that nature. So I respect that. But I just wanted to know, I just wanted you ladies' opinions to tell me, how do you feel about that?
Well, me personally, I don't think there should be an age limit. As far as 18 getting out the house, I don't think an age limit is necessary because, like they say, men aren't like mature enough to make adult decisions until they're 21 as is. And I only have a 9-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
but like my personal experience, my dad didn't make me leave at 18, but I left at a good early enough age. I think I was about 20 when
Okay.
I first my first house with my late husband. But as far as the age limit, I think it's a lot of things you have to learn before you let your children's hands go like freely.
Yeah. How about you, Mimi? What you feel?
I totally agree. I would say, it really depends on where your teenager is, where your child is,
Hmm.
because I know for a fact, I know some parents who have, basically, told their child or made their children leave at 18, once high school was done, get out, get a job, take care of yourself. And then you have where our children are, some of them are lacking basic life skills
Right.
even at 18, 19, 20 years old. They need to be home to be groomed a little bit more to get through college and to have a chance to get those basic life skills. You have some 18, 19 year olds don't have good, they're not good with even their hygiene.
And you also have a son.
Let alone, making sure that financially they're able to, to get a budget and stick by it, learning how to pay bills properly. So,
Right.
you're not running into being evicted and things like that.
Right. Because
So
you also have a son too, right, Mimi? At what
I have
age?
two
Two
sons.
sons. Okay.
I have a 17-year-old and I have a 19-year-old who's
Okay.
in college. And right now, he works a part-time job. He also goes to school. My youngest is in high school, but I did not, because I have to look at where Caleb is. You know,
Right.
that's my 19-year-old.
Okay.
So right now, his responsibility is, to make sure that, he gets to work
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that class and stuff is done. However, there are responsibilities that he has. I'm sorry.
Right. I
There are
agree.
responsibilities. He's a man,
Right.
Right.
technically,
Right.
and so I have a I'm so passionate about this because I see so many parents, and it's nothing wrong with preparing them to
Mm-hmm.
go. My thing is, have we done our job as parents to make them leave at 18, 19, 20 years old? Are we preparing them the correct way?
I agree because I was out, my mom house a little before 18, but
Wow.
yeah, and
That's,
I'm now 45 and I've been trucking and ducking, since I've been out here, but I feel like now with me being a mom and with the generation that's going on and just things that's just pretty much happening, I still feel that I am obligated to hold my children hand even though they are adults. I just want to, try to make sure every step of the way. I know I can't come in and change anything, but I do want to be a part of any situations that I may can help guide them, no matter what age they are. So how about you, Quishette? Because I know you have also different ages of children as well. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I have a 24-year-old that's out of graduated college and he lives in Atlanta. My daughter's still home and she's 22,
Okay.
and my son is 17. And so the older kids, since we're talking about, this age group,
Right.
I think that you have to find a balance to know when to let go too.
Right. I agree.
That's the struggle that I can say that is, I would say that is in the forefront for me right now.
Okay.
Is to know when to let go too, because you don't want them to hit hard rock bottom so hard,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time you don't want them to not be prepared
Right. Mm-hmm.
for life obstacles and certain situations, and then sometimes we just hold them on probably a little too long.
Okay.
I think each kid is an individual. You have to treat each kid as an individual. And one of them, they might be just ready to go at 20, whereas some might stay until they're 26.
Right.
And you might have to
That's a good
redirect
point.
that child how to do their banking and how to be able to, sustain a household
Right.
where a 20-year-old might just one of the 20-year-olds might just get it automatically.
Right.
So it really just depends on the child.
Yeah, I agree on that too. That you kind of brought that in. It does. It depends on the child because, like you said, one may be further than the other to where as though you may not have to hold one child hand longer than the other. And with you having the experience of having children at different ages, those situations may work for you. All right. How
Well, you
about
have to know when to let go. That's the
right?
hardest thing is
Right.
to because we cradle them. We don't want to let them go. We don't
Right.
want them to go through some of the things. But if we don't allow them, from my experiences, if I haven't allowed my daughter to go through some of the experiences,
Mm-hmm.
then how is she gonna know?
Right.
How is she gonna know how to deal with it? I'm a strong believer in preparing your kids for. We hope we always gonna be here,
Right.
but I'm a strong believer in to prepare them for your absence.
Right.
So we want to hold their hand as much as we can, but with the teaching,
Right.
the correct teaching of how to be solely independent on their own.
Okay, thanks. How about you, Miss Keita?
Girl, I just again love that you brought this topic to light on tonight, and I agree with everything the ladies before me have said. I'm the mother of a 32-year-old and a 27-year-old.
Well, you look great.
Thank you, baby. This is God's grace. Hey. But yes, for me, I think you should really, again, tune into what the child is telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I know my children, my girls are two totally different people. And my oldest was ready to hit the streets and be on her own when she was 17. And her behaviors began to tell me she was ready to go. So I just told her, go ahead and be grown. and I trusted that my prayers would cover her,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and everything that I was able to teach her, until she left my home, would keep her, and she's doing well for herself, I must say.
Okay.
Um, Now my baby girl, she legitimately just left the house, so I just became an empty nester. And for me, it was, again, as you ladies said, I wanted to make sure, both of my children were equipped to be successful in life. I wanted to make sure I took the opportunity to teach them the things that I wasn't necessarily taught by my parents, the things I learned through trial and error, so that they would avoid some of the hardships I had to overcome. So I shared my testimony with them. I was a mom at 17, and it was not easy. So I got to pour into them so that they could fly. So both my babies are flying right now, and I'm so proud of them. For me, I went that route because through my faith studies, I began to understand what generational curses were.
Mhm.
And I think it's not a good thing to throw our kids out into this cruel world unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because it perpetuates something that's been historic in our communities when we send our young men and when we send our young women out into the world, and they don't even know how to do basic math to balance a checkbook. We're
Mhm.
setting them up for failure if we don't, parent and take the position of making sure they know what they need to know before they go out into the world. It's cruel out here. I know y'all can
Yeah, and
agree
that's,
with
you
that.
know what, and that's why with this topic, I'm not against any parent who, allow their children to go ahead and fly, because I mean, I've allowed my children to go ahead and fly too. I think the part for me is the worrisome, because of just wanting to just have that natural, let them go out there and fly, when this society, is kind of just totally different from when we grew up.
Mhm.
I feel like our younger generations are attacked in so many different outlets, even with, just by starting off with social media, trying to keep up with the things that's going on there. Now we get to realize and see that, kids can have depression going on, things that they're dealing with internally, certain things that we didn't look at when we was coming up to know, what was going on with us. So I feel like now we have to pay attention to those things as well closely, like depression and, bullying, or, just feeling like things that they seeing on the internet they want to be like. We didn't have that kind of distraction for us, so we will go out and we'll see things, and, we may want to do different things that we seen different people doing or join, but it was a happy place. It was a happy place for us, when those times was coming on. Now I feel like I said, with all the internet and things that's going on, and just, even just seeing how our kids or adults, they don't even really have anywhere to go to just, chill out, and without us moms feeling, oh God, is my child gonna make it back home tonight, is everything gonna be okay? So I feel like we're now, us moms are living in a generation now of worrisome, of just never just knowing, what's going on. So that was my point of trying to understand, is it
Mhm.
okay, and who agree with, an age limit now of letting your child go, because of everything that's going on. People robbing people houses, and, things like that. You let your kid go to school, and, we see how outbreaks happening in the colleges. It's just so much chaotic things going on now. So that's why I was saying, as a mom, even with you, Mimi, with your son being in college, my son being in college, we still have to worry about it, if they're on dorm, if they're going to school, so I just feel like, the only thing right now that's helping us really get by is prayer. Because this stuff is happening worldwide. Even how we see how, some of these kids are going into school, shooting up schools, things like that. We didn't have to worry about those things. So I do feel now, to me, there's really no age limit on completely letting your child's hand go without having some type of involvement with them, seeing what's going on, connecting with them mentally, making sure, they're not dealing with things internally that they're not talking about. Because due to the internet, I think a lot of kids keep things in the inside because they feel like they can express themselves there. They can reshoot. We see other posts that go around that we can relate to. So the first thing when we post it, we like, yeah, we could feel it. So can you imagine a child or a teenager that's reading some of these things and seeing some of these things and don't know how to express their emotions? Or sometimes they do go up there and cause havoc how they, express their emotions with words and using things and anger and stuff like that. So that's why I was pretty much, concerned and wanted to get into this topic with you ladies about, how do you feel about, just letting our children hand go? Do the oh, you're 18, you're 21 kind of line still roll? And I guess like some of you ladies said, it depends. It depends, but I still feel like we gotta make sure we stay connected with our children. Because my daughter, like I said, will be 27 and I'm still staying connected with her. I'm still in the business
Absolutely.
somehow,
Of
and
course.
that's because I'm worried. I want to make sure I know that she's not or he's not going through things that they can't talk about, at least. Because I know even coming up, we held secrets.
Mhm.
We we held secrets. We still got secrets that as we are adults now, that's, to be honest with you, some things we went through in our past, we don't even we just started remembering some of those things, so it's like, oh shoot, so
Mhm.
even that kind of stuff is strange. So, like I said, I just wanted to know, ladies, how are you ladies coping as, a parent, still out there with our children, still out there in this world we're living in now.
Well, for
Um,
me, you brought it out to one as you were speaking. For me, prayer has been the principal thing. I choose to pray as opposed to worry and trust that my prayers that cover my children are doing their job. And just as I know how to pray, I taught my children the art of prayer. So hopefully they're wherever they are, praying for themselves and their own success. Hopefully they're repeating some of the things they heard pray that I prayed over them. No matter what they're going through.
Right.
I know. I'll use a wonderful example that maybe somebody else could use. I commuted for years and was an hour and a half away from my youngest baby, 5 days a week. And every morning before I left the house, I would just go speak positive words over her while she was sleeping. And
That's deep.
sometimes I know she could hear me, but she would try and fake sleep.
mhm.
And right now, I promise you, everything I spoke over her, I'm watching her walk it out right now.
Thank
And
God.
so when I call her, she's no longer in the house, but we keep in contact. And it's wonderful when I hear her tell me she prayed for me to have a good day at work.
That's deep.
Right.
Blessing.
That's deep. And listen, if you're on Facebook and you're watching and you want to call in, the number should be in the comments in the link. Feel free to call in and, give us your advice, or how you feel about the topic as well. We're open to hear, some of all of this. We want to get all of it, when it comes to our children, and just communicating and just seeing where we're at all together, connected as a nation, as mom, as women, as parents, as dads, aunts, uncles, whoever. We just want to, know, is it okay to, or how are you dealing with, just allowing your children hand to be let go. But we have a few comments, and I have my assistant Keys here to let me know about the comments.
So we have a comment from Mimi Bella. She said there's no age, it's about maturity. We have another comment from Queen Bling. Thanks for having this. I have three daughters, and to me, they're not ready. But once they turned 18, they left the nest, so I was forced to step back. And boy, is it hurtful. I thought I would be able to guide more, but they have their own plans of being on their own. I'm still struggling with this because we know the world is different now. Thank you, ladies, for chatting about this. Apple says letting go doesn't always mean you still can't be in their life to help them if you can be their support and encourage them and keep them lifted up in prayer. Muhammad Tamika says no age is safe nowadays. So it seems like the consensus is there's no age. It depends on the child, depends on their maturity level.
Hmm.
So every child is different. So it just seems that people are basically saying, you never let go, but it also depends on the maturity of the child.
And that was the thing. Like one of the parents said, her children did leave the nest, but she's still worried about that every day, because it's like, what can you do when your child feels like they are ready to leave the nest and you do feel like they are at that age that they can leave, the nest. And another parent basically was saying that you can always continue to pray, over your children. And what was Mimi Bella's?
She said, there's no age, it's all about maturity.
There's no age, it's all about maturity. So how do you feel about that, ladies? Mimi, Ash?
Um, I do agree with that. The maturity part comes in where you know your child, you know what they've grasped through your parenting, you know the things that they struggle with, and again, one of the ladies were saying, we can't hold their hands 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So we have to, at some point, let go. And we have to trust that what we've taught them, um, it's just going to prevail. It's going to prevail in their lives. They're going to have to make mistakes. They're going to have to make errors. And I think with me, like my 19-year-old, for example, he works overnight, kind of like overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times I'm like, Caleb, I'm coming to get you. And he's like, Mom, like, I'm okay. I'm going to walk home. Meanwhile, in my head, 2:30 in the morning when he's getting off work, I'm thinking, who's going to be riding by,
Right.
see this black kid with his book bag and his hat. And I'm just like, I'm the mother y'all will read about in the, on the
Uh-huh.
news.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is sometimes I get out of being comfortable and I'll say, Caleb, I'm just going to come get you.
Okay.
Just please let me,
Right.
almost to relieve myself, but, of the stress. But a lot of times I'll say, you know what, Caleb, go ahead and walk, because I know it's teaching him responsibility.
Right.
It's teaching him to look out for himself,
Right.
look around, stay aware while you're walking, while you're, I can't always jump up and go get him
Right.
2:30 in the morning.
Right.
I can't do that,
Right.
because what it does is it will, enable him somewhat,
And like you said,
but
both ways you're doing it. You're teaching him,
uh,
but you're also
yeah,
worried. That's the
just
thing.
worry.
And like you said, it's the timing. It's the him walking, with the book bag, him being the black
Right.
kid, when you know that your kid is trying to just do something
Get home.
positive and get home, just work. And what you ask, because your baby is 9, you're
Mhm.
now at those stages that you're watching to see what is it that he's focusing on and paying attention to, as
Mhm.
a young boy, you know?
Mhm.
And Courgette, with you having, your children in different age ranges, it's good to see that you're able to kind of maybe figure out, because they're siblings too, how some of their actions are related to one another. You may be like, oh, this little sister act like the big sister, or this little brother, he look like he gonna act like the big brother, or he gonna follow the big brother footsteps, or the big sister, footsteps. So that's a
You know
good
what I
thing too.
found? That, and I use this example a lot. I had 2 kids. They both was the same age, and they both was raised in the same home. They both had the same opportunities and was given the same chances. One ended up in prison for over 10 years, and one went to college, graduated Howard University, and went off to live in Atlanta. So you can give the children, and they can have similarities, and you can give them the same teachings and the same opportunities. And I took one child to Walgreens. He worked at Walgreens all through his school years at Rosa Parks. I took the other one, and he wouldn't never go for his start date, you know. it just it really depends on the individual child.
Right.
And I really believe I really just believe. I said to my sister-in-law today, she was like, I was like, I don't know where my son Lamar at. And she was like, well, you don't seem worried.
Mm-hmm.
But I got grown kids probably in my early 30s, right? Because I had kids when I was 17. So I was like really stressed when my son was going off to college and the other one was now 18 and he got in trouble and my daughter turned 21. She's driving. I was really, really stressed out. And I just asked God to give me a peace. So when she said that to me today, I said, because I just prayed and asked God for peace, that I don't have to keep worrying and stressing, and I'm going to believe that He's going to cover them. And right before that, it was a big accident happened in Patterson yesterday. I stood on my porch and I prayed, and I just I'm obedient to the Spirit. I prayed and I named each one of my children's name out loud. I don't know where my son was at. He said he was at the gym. He's 17. I don't know. He could have been right downtown at the time. You know, they lie. But I did what my spirit told me to do. And it was pray for your kids. And I prayed for them. And I said each child name out loud. I asked God to cover and protect them. In today's time, you just have to stay in prayer.
Yeah,
Always.
you have
You
to.
just have to stay in prayer.
Yeah.
Ask God to give you a peace that it doesn't stress you out.
Right.
Especially if you live in certain communities, you're gonna have a peace.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a peace, because if not, it would just drive you crazy.
And that's the thing too. It's like being worried, when you know where you live and certain things that happen in your towns and
Mhm.
on your streets, on your block, in your area. That's another thing as a parent too that sometimes we always have to worry about. And it's like, we want our kids to be able to go outside and enjoy other people and enjoy other things, the
Yeah.
sun, things like that. We do. We don't want to keep suffocating them to make them feel like they don't have, any type of life. But as we all stated, we still just have to, pray about it, stay in their lives, talk to them here and there. Because, like I said, growing up, sometimes, we dealt with things by ourselves, same thing with our mothers, now how we are as parents, especially if you're raising children and there's only just a mom in the home, the dads are not around. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, those things can affect children as well too, how they take on life, with absences of, the other parent. We, and those things too, we don't know how our children are dealing with that, because we know also too, as moms, regardless, we're going to be the mom, dad, grandma, we're going to try to play all superhero things for them. And one is because we want to protect them, we want to protect their feelings, we want to do all types of things as a mother, and that nurtureness that we have, that we want to give our children all at one time. But it was definitely a great topic, and I am excited that you ladies have joined me and was able to come on and express yourself as a mom and tell me a little bit about your children and give me a little bit about your feelings, and things like that. So I want to thank you ladies for joining me today on Shady Talk Wednesday. Hopefully, I can get you ladies to come back and, vibe with me on another topic. I always tell people, if there's something that, you all want to talk about or bring to, my table, I'm always open to talk about it, because I feel like, the more we talk about it, the more we hear about it, the more we get to know about it, see about it, because sometimes, just doing those things and having those outlets that other people feel that they're not alone, and things that, even as moms, how, you all stated how you all had different situations, and how, you all pray, and, you still get worried, you still try to pick them up, you still try to let them go, So we all know it's just a human nature as a mom. But I just want to thank you ladies so much for tuning in with me tonight. Thank you, ladies, so much. How you feeling about this topic? How you
It
feel
was
about
awesome.
coming on?
I
It
loved
was
it.
awesome.
Nice.
I loved it.
You know
Great
what?
topic.
I love connecting with women on this show. Every time somebody about to come on, most of the time they be like, "Oh, I'm worried, I'm scared, I'm this, I'm that." So it's so easy. It's so easy, especially on the Zoom. And you know, me and Miss Tilted Halo, she also have a podcast herself, a radio station that she does as well too, and she always have great interesting topics as well too. She always have some great guests on her show, so you ladies could try to find, you know, or Tilted Halo. Make sure you put your information in the comments so people could follow you and, you know, listen to what you have going on. She has audio, but I love it. I love it. I love it. It's always something very positive. She's my Virgo sister. I actually met her maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, and we have stayed connected since then. I love to connect with the people that you feel like you just got that special connect. Ash is one of my players from Bingo. I met Ash on Facebook. I never met her in person, but me and her just always, you know, we connected from there. I love her vibe, you know. Shetta, she's from Patterson. We've been connected. Let me tell you, me and Shetta been connected for so many years. Me and Shetta done been in a car accident and everything together. She has had her children. She has had her children in my fashion show and things like that. So we've always been connected to support one another and reach out to one another and just always give each other that positive conversation. Mimi is somebody who I met years ago from my best friend Nikki, and we've always stayed connected. We always show love to one another from Jersey to where she at now. And where you at now, me?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. We still stay connected, even through just social media. So I appreciate all you ladies tonight once again for joining me, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. Awesome. Had an awesome time.
Yes.
Awesome topic.
So I will be connecting with you ladies again, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
All
And
right.
everybody keep our children in prayer.
Yes, we definitely will.
Thank you.
all the
Yeah.
children of the world in prayer.
Yes,
Yes.
we will. And to all my Facebook followers, all my YouTube followers, continue to follow the page, subscribe to the YouTube link, the channel, and stay tuned for some more interesting topics. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to my assistant DJ Keys over here, always holding me down with the comments. You know, so thank you all so much. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.